Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you're well. I'm out on a bit of a walk slash hike, and it's a beautiful morning here in New Jersey. Just do a little pan here, and you can kind of just see what's cooking. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful morning. So, hope you guys are doing well. Hope the week was good. Welcome if this is your first time joining us. These are devotions that I do pretty much every week. I'm a Christian recording artist and a worship leader based in New Jersey, and I travel up and down the East Coast leading nights of worship, and singer-songwriter, got about 20 albums out, and it's awesome. I love doing this. And so today I was actually just listening to a podcast, actually a devotion, and the devotion was titled On Tour with God, and it was talking about, it was referencing Acts 21, I believe, but just talking through Paul's travels around and how he did it. And they made a great comparison. Paul never, he didn't have an administrative assistant to kind of book the shows for him, book the hotels. He literally went from city to city, not knowing A, where he was going, or B, how long he was going to stay there. And it's a very different mindset than the devotion started out with, hey, we hear about worship bands that are going on tour all the time, and what do those tours look like? And it's like, oh, it's the glamorous life in a bus, and hotel rooms, and the green room, and all that stuff. And just an FYI, I don't have any of those things. I don't have a bus that I tour in. I drive myself in a Honda Pilot. I book my own hotel rooms, and my green room is generally the driver's seat in my Honda. So I try to keep it real honest, I guess is one way to put it, and not going after the I'm there more to serve than to be served. And people even ask me, like, hey, what does your rider look like? And I'm like, oh, I just need just a couple of bottles of water. And they're like, is that it? You want any dinner or anything? I'm not, no, I'm good, just need a couple of bottles of water. And if you could just clear the stage, that's generally what my rider, quote unquote, looks like. Because really, at the end of the day, this isn't about like how people can serve me so that I can perform better. It's more about letting God. And one of the points of this devotion was see the idea of being on tour for God is letting the daily walk that you have with Jesus be the fuel that kind of pushes the performance to a level that's better. And we used to say this, I used to lead worship at a church. I was there for about 9 years. And part of the prayer that we had every Sunday was, and part of the guidance that we had every Sunday was, hey, listen, this Sunday worship, oh, there's a giant spider. Oh, check this out. I almost put my hand right on this dude. Let's see if you guys can see him. Always got to be careful when you're walking around these woods. But the idea is, sorry, I lost my thought. The idea is the Sunday morning worship is the reward for the week of time that you spent with God. It's almost like the worship that we have on Sundays, the ability to get up there on a stage and lead worship and worship in that way was kind of like, this is the overflow of everything that's happened over the course of the week as we've been just spending time with Jesus over the course of the week, learning more about him, letting him be a part of our lives. And so as I tour around, that's kind of how I look at this. I'm like, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever the tour is for that week, I kind of look at it as like, this is just an outpouring of the time that I've spent with God, what he's taught me. Like, perfect example. Okay, this past Friday, I played a show up in Leeds, New York. And it's the first show that I've done after the surgery. I was nervous about it. Didn't know what my voice was going to sound like. Wasn't sure about my physical health. And so it turned into, like, there were two other bands there, and they just worshiped before I got up on stage and started worshiping. And I had a set list, but after 2 songs, I said, this is not going to be like a Dave Pettigrew show. This is just a night of worship. These people want to worship. You can just feel it. So the poor person that I sent my lyrics to, I went way off script, but it just turned into this beautiful night of worship. And the people there were so appreciative. Like, after, they were like, thank you so much for just coming out and blessing us and being a part of this. And I was like, no. This, it was great. I'm so glad I could be here and do it. But the ultimate thought was, it was just incredible to worship with you guys on a Friday night, just south of Albany, New York, And so I was listening to this podcast this morning, and I was like, yeah, that's what this should be. It's not about the glam and the glitz of touring. Like, that's the least of what we should be thinking about. It's more about, how can we show people, and how can we give people an experience with Jesus at every single event, and not, be served, but how can we serve better each night that we go out and tour? And so I have incorporated that into my ministry over the last bunch of years, and it's changed the way that I look at these shows. It's not about what people can do for me. It's about what I can do for them, and how I can show Jesus to other people. Does that make sense? And so I say all that to say, your life is a reflection of Jesus every day, right? Whatever you do, whether you're a bank teller or you work at a Starbucks, and if you do work at Starbucks, thank you. I love your product and drink it all the time. But whatever it is that you do, like, the idea is reflect Jesus in it all. And just let your life be a living testament of the grace and the mercy and the love and the kindness of the Father. And today, that's what it should be. I'm sorry it took so long to get to that point, but my thoughts were a little jumbled this morning as I was trying to figure out what to talk about here. But today, as you go about your day, right? Don't live to be served, live to serve. Live to let others know about the kindness of Jesus and the love of Jesus and what he brings into our lives. Oh my gosh, and just how much mercy and grace and kindness he just continues to pour into us. Boy, that is what this is about. This life that we live, it's not about what can you do for me, it's what can I do for you? And how can I use the teachings of Jesus in my own life, right? Everything that I learn. Why do we study the Bible? Why do we study the Bible? Like, that's the question to ask yourself. Why? Am I doing it out of an obligation because I feel like I need to? Or is it because there's a desperate need and want in my heart and my soul to know Jesus better? Right? Think about that today. What's the clarification? And be honest with yourself. Like if it's the first thing, oh, I just want to check off the box. Okay, that's fine. I hope that some of it is seeping into your heart and your soul. But if it's the second, then really dig into that question. Why do I want to know Jesus more? So that I can reflect him every day, every moment. Gosh, it takes a minute to get to that, to get to the resolution here, to get to the main point of all of this. And it's hard for us because I say this all the time, our egos get in the way. And we just continually, especially being a performing artist, like you're on stage, the lights are on you. But even in your job as a bank teller or a Starbucks employee, whatever, there is a certain amount of attention that comes your way. And so today I'm hoping that we can take that attention and just turn it around and let people see the hope and the kindness and the love and the grace. And that is always evidenced by people saying, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? What is it that makes you tick, right? And boy, that question, that's a great one. Well, I kind of have this relationship with this guy, and he's teaching me about hope and mercy and grace and love and kindness and forgiveness and how to be compassionate and how to be patient with people. That's more of what we want. And to be frank and to be honest, that's more of what we need, and that's more of what the world needs in our lives, from our lives. It's just more and more kindness and patience and love and mercy. So today, let it all be a reflection of him. Whatever you're doing, let us just reflect him. Okay? Gosh, that's good. It's good stuff. Hey, if you want to join our community, head over to joindaysband.com, get involved. You can get access to over 3,000 written devotions. So there's many books of devotions in there. Over 100 Bible studies, 100 worship videos. The podcasts are all there. Video devotions, there's over 250 of these video devotions. And everything just does one thing, and that points us closer and closer to Jesus so we can be more of him in our daily walks and our daily lives. And then also, when you join, the first few dollars of your membership goes straight to helping us sponsor a kid, giving a kid food, clothing, clean water, and healthcare, giving a kid life. So membership starts at $15 a month, and you get access to our community and people that are praying for you and praying with you and being a part of your life. So I built it because it didn't exist anywhere else. And now that I've built it, I've seen other people engage in it because they want it. And so today, get involved. Head over to joindaysband.com. We'll see you in there. Can't wait to greet you and welcome you into our community. And thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.